Hi ladies, Sarah Marsh here, and I am here today to talk to you about troubleshooting. So usually you're going to have a really simple, easy application of your jams, but every now and then somebody has a little bit of a problem and has some sort of quirk that we just need to make a minor adjustment for. So that's what I'm going to talk to you today about. So a couple of things that usually come up, we're going to go through them one by one. So the first thing that usually comes up is, hey, my jams are coming off like after 2 days. What's the deal? Thought they were supposed to last up to 2 weeks. So let me tell you, usually there's two things that could be wrong with that. One of them is you could have what's called an invisible cuticle. Okay, so the way to do this, you're not going to know you have this. Most of the time, nobody knows. You look at your nail and you're not going to see any cuticle. It's called invisible cuticle because it's invisible. So what you would do to be able to find out if you have an invisible cuticle is to take a nail care stick that you have and actually then just kind of scratch your nail. If you're scratching your nail really hard and you see like white kind of stuff building up a little bit or white little flakes, that's your invisible cuticle that you're scratching off. You're not going to be able to scratch your actual nail. So if you're able to do that and scratch something off, you have an invisible cuticle. So the way to go around that would be, one is to soak your nails so that the cuticle gets nice and soft, and then to really scratch it all down really good. The other way is to get something like this, which is a cuticle dissolvent, and you would just literally, you could get this like anywhere. This is Sally Hansen. So you could get this at, Walgreens, CVS, Target, Walmart, whatever is nearby. You would just put a small, let me put it up here, a small little dot here. Kind of let it sit for about 15 seconds. I'll kind of bring it down here. Let it sit for about 15 seconds. And then it's the same thing. You just take this and you just scratch kind of at the nail and you're going to get all of the invisible cuticle that you have. Okay? Super easy, right? So then you would just go and wash your hands so that way they're nice and clean and ready to go to apply. Okay, so that's the invisible cuticle problem. And another reason that it could be slipping off might be that you have very oily nail beds. Very common to have, especially in little girls, but I am one that has oily nail beds. So if that happens to be your problem, then making sure you remove the oils is going to be your highest priority. So a couple ways you can do that is, cleaning them and prepping them like usual. And then getting something like a nail dehydrant. This is a nail dehydrant. And you would just basically take this and put it on, dries super fast, put it on, and then you're ready to put your jams on. It's just something that will take out the extra oils. But look, you don't need these extra chemicals if you don't want. Get something like black tea and actually just soak your nails for a little bit in the black tea. And that also helps to remove your oils. So two different options there for you, one with the chemical and one without. So just pick or choose whichever one works best for you, and then your jams will stay on a little bit longer. So next problem that I hear a lot of is that my nails are too short. I can't use a nail file. So this is so beyond easy. If your nails are too short, then just forget the nail file for right now. Grab your nail clippers and actually then just clip the wrap as close to the nail as possible. And if possible, take a tiny bit of the nail with it. It's going to make it flush to the end of your nail. And then as your nail grows, you could grab your nail file and do the same thing. So that's a great option if your nails are just too short to be able to use a nail file. So, and another problem that will sometimes come up is people are going to say, I am having lifting at the tips or I'm having like bubbles on the sides. There's one really big way that I love to fix that problem, and it involves a baggie. Simple, right? Who doesn't have a baggie in their house? Everybody has a baggie. So here's the deal. If you have lifting on your jams, you're going to end up just taking the baggie after you've put your jam on, putting your finger inside the baggie, just like that, and wrapping it around. See how I have it wrapped around nice and tight? And then you go ahead and put it in front of your heater, okay? And you would heat it the 8 seconds that you normally heat it. And then you would just kind of keep this wrap tight and just push down on the sides, okay, or rubbing your finger along it, but just keeping it tight. See, I'm using my other fingers, and I can do the same thing with pretty much any finger. I'm going to use my other fingers to just kind of keep it pinched tight underneath. So even if you're not coordinated, trust me, you can pinch it tight with pretty much any finger, okay? So once you've done that with the baggie, you'll be surprised at the huge difference that will make if you have lifting at the tips or you have some ripples on the side. And finally, another way if you have some ripples on the side would be to use some Jamberry Gold. Ooh, ah. So you want to know how to get this? Get the application kit, and you will have one of these handy dandy things, and they are fantastic. So as I throw it at you. Okay, so basically what you do is you turn your heater on, and while you're heating your nail, I use this to just rub it down, and I give really good pressure and just really rub it straight out that way, like kind of out towards the end of my nail, okay? So that's a great way to troubleshoot with the ripples on this side. So those are really the best ways to troubleshoot. The other question I tend to get a lot is, hey, I want to layer my jams. Like, what do I do if I want to layer them? And by layering them, I mean, we have these really cool jams that are on clear. So like this is the white mini polka. And so many times people are like, what do I do if I want to put this white mini polka on top of another jam or lacquer? Super easy. If you want to do that, then if you are doing lacquer, you put lacquer on. So I put lacquer on this one finger here for you so I can show you. Let it dry completely. If you're putting it on another jam, then just go through and put your first jam on and then go back, and we're going to do this step, which is just the same as normal application. So I put my polish on, and then I find the jam that will fit the width of my nail, which looks like it'll be this one. Put the jam on. Okay, so my jam is now on. I am going to trim my jam. Okay, so we're trimmed. I'm gonna file my jam. And I'm good to go. So now I'm gonna just heat it up. See how it's just the same application that you normally would do. So I'll show you basically with the bagging method. Making it nice and tight around my finger, okay? Putting it in front of the heat. About 8 seconds in front of the heat. Or, you know, if it's gonna burn you, take your hand away. Do not burn yourself. That's just plain old silly. Okay, so now I'm gonna kind of keep this on, and I just kind of press it down as it's kind of coming back to room temperature. Sometimes I kind of like just run my finger over the edge, and I'm good to go. So let's just say I look at it and I'm like, somehow there's a ripple in my nail. Okay, so if that was the case, I get my Jamberry Gold, I start heating it up, and then as it starts to get warm, I'm gonna take this and just rub and push and pull. I'm basically just trying to work the ripple out all the way to the end of the nail. You will be surprised. Some people even like to heat just the end of this up a little bit, and then go back and do the same thing again. Really pull it. Okay, and you can kind of pull back your cuticles with this. It's Jamberry Gold. That's why we want the application kit, just so we can get our hands on this right here. Okay, so that's how you layer. So like I said, if you were gonna do it over a jam, that's fine. Just put your other jam on first, then put that clear jam over the top, and you just apply it just like normal. So I really hope this has helped you with some of your troubleshooting. And if you have any more problems, just let me know. I would love to help you.